Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Naomi. If this is your first time clicking on my video, hi, welcome to my corner of the internet. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, helps my channel a lot. I appreciate it so much. In this video, I'm going to be talking about medical school. I know. Anyway, in case you didn't know, I'm a final year medical student at school in Ghana as an international student here. So in this video, we're going to talk about medical school. We're going to talk about going to medical school in Africa, going to medical school in Ghana, Nigeria, or across the board, but it's mostly going to be based on my personal experiences. This video is going to be based on my personal experiences and my opinions, so everything should be taken with a pinch of salt, plus or minuses here and there, you know. Yeah, this is just going to be about medical school, what to expect going to medical school in Africa, coming as a SS3 person that is in secondary school, like things to consider, factors to consider in choosing medicine, why, what to expect, what is even in this medicine, because everybody says, oh, be a doctor, but sometimes you're not really told. At least I wasn't told exactly what was inside. It was just like, oh, come be a doctor, right? So I'm just here to just give somebody that might need it an idea of what to expect. And because like I said in my intro video, if you watch that, my first video, I said that I have noticed that there are not a lot of medical student YouTubers that are in Africa that give like advice or like their view on being a medical student in Africa and what we do, which might help other people. And like, maybe when I was getting to medical school, if I had a video I could watch or a channel I could stay tuned on, maybe my life would have been easier, maybe not, but I'm here now. Medical school. What is medical school? Medical school is basically a tertiary program or higher education, usually, that people go through it to become a doctor. So in some countries, medical school is a postgraduate program in which you have to have a BSc first before you go into that. But in Africa, Europe, I think in Europe and Africa, you don't have to have a BSc before you get into medical school. You can go straight from secondary school, from high school, and it's usually a 6-year program. 3 years of pre-clinicals, 3 years of clinicals. That's just the way it is. In the school I go to, a school in Ghana, like I said, you are given a BSc in human biology after your first 3 years. Then after that, you're given an MBCHB, medicine and surgery. So the first thing to consider as somebody fresh out of secondary school, oh my god, I don't know what to do. Should I study medicine? Should I study engineering? Usually as a science student, that's usually the biggest confusion, isn't it? Because usually, oh, why do you want to be a doctor? I feel like at that age, 16, 17, it's usually really hard to decide. And it's just like whatever your family tells you to do or whatever you see on TV, oh, I can be that. You choose that, right? At least for me, I don't know. But I think that important things that you should actually consider when you're choosing medicine, engineering, whatever it is you might want to be. But I'm going to speak about medicine specifically. I feel like, do you have the interest? Do you want to be a doctor, or are you just doing it because somebody said you should do it? At least at that stage, maybe watch some medical shows so you know what the doctors even do. How are their everyday lives like? Is this a lifestyle that I might want to adopt? Because usually people are blindsided by the lifestyle of medicine. So I think even if you watch medical shows or anything, that can help at least to have a fair idea. After interest, I would say, okay, you're obviously a science student, I'm sure. What would make me pick medicine between medicine, engineering, and this and that? Obviously capabilities. Usually they tell us some subjects, oh, if you like biology, do medicine. If you like math, do engineering. And I'm here to bust that myth. That's rubbish as far as I'm concerned, because
biology that we do in WAEC,
please, it has nothing to do with medicine. Please, animal and plant kingdom, really, what are we doing with that? No, don't pick medicine or that you want to be a doctor based on the fact that you like biology.
WAEC biology,
don't do that to yourself. WAEC biology has nothing to do with medicine, animal and plant kingdom. If there's anything that has to do with medicine, I agree. I think if you like chemistry, you should even pick medicine, not biology. Yeah, if you like chemistry, because medicine is basically the foundation of what we do in the sciences. It's basically chemistry, biology, and like molecules, protein, carbohydrates, fat and oil. So that myth of if you like biology, study medicine, around nonsense. Yeah. The second one I usually hear, doctors are rich, that's why I want to be a doctor. Girl, oh boy, please. That myth is nah. Like, I'm not saying that doctors are not rich. I'm not saying that, oh, they don't have money. You will not be poor,
but you might not be rich.
And doctors that are rich are usually surgeons. Usually, like, when you get to that, and that's one thing I'll try to explain in this video. Like, being a doctor, there are levels to it. It's based on experience post medical school. And so a surgeon and a house officer are not any the same. A house officer or an intern is a doctor as well. So do you understand what I mean? So you have to get to a certain level to reach this
Rich that everybody talks about.
and it will take years. It will take not less than 10 years to get to this rich status that everybody talks about. So if you're under the impression that, oh, I'll just become a doctor and I'll be rich,
Please. You're in for a ride. You're in for a ride.
and another thing I would like people to consider is that people don't usually consider this until they get into it and they find themselves there. But medicine requires a lot of studying. So when I say a lot of studying, I don't mean secondary school studying, or you cram one page and you can write the exam and you pass. No. I mean, it requires, and that's what I'm going to say, studying. And in every sense of that word, that's just what I'm going to say about that. So just know that
You are going to study for the rest of your life.
I'm okay.
like medicine is just a lifelong learning. You just never really quit studying. It's like that might be your life, just so you know. Yeah, so if you have a problem with that, also consider if you can cope with it or not. Obviously, as a SS3, you might not really understand what I'm saying, but I just want you to just take it. You will do a lot of study. Just take it the way I said it, as literal as it might be. Don't do medicine because you heard that doctors are rich. Please, don't do that. There are easier ways to be rich, if you ask me. There are easier and less expensive ways to be rich. Medical school is expensive as hell. Why? To be rich? Please open a business to blow, or open a YouTube channel or something. Nah, don't do that to yourself. So those are like two myths that I usually hear about studying medicine. So now, let's say, alright, you've made the choice. I want to study medicine. How will you go about this? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to school? Because choosing the medical school is very critical as well. And also, obviously your WAEC results has to be really good, because medicine is up there. You have to have A's and B's, you know. You just have to do stellar in your WAEC. And also A-level, if you ever consider doing A-level, I think you should, because I feel like WAEC doesn't even scratch the surface of what we do in medical school, at least in sciences, because the courses you're going to be doing in your first semester, first year of medical school are like A-level stuff. I know A-level is expensive and a bit unnecessary if you're not going to the UK, obviously, if we're being honest. But I did A-level and I think it helped me. I don't know how my life would have been like in first semester if I didn't do A-level. It really gave me a foundation that WAEC did not give me at all. It really gave me a foundation that WAEC didn't give me. And I would advise everybody to do it. But if you can't do it, you'll be fine, don't worry. You'll be fine, but you might struggle, but you'll be fine. How would you go about choosing a good school? There are medical schools all across the board. I think there are like 3 things that you should consider. You should consider the location where you want to go to medical school. You should consider your budget. Medical school is expensive. What can you afford for the next 6 years? And also accreditation and recognition. The school has to be a stellar school. It has to be recognized in the World Directory of Medical Schools in case you want to take your practice anywhere, because to be honest, nobody's really trying to stay in Africa these days. So the medical school has to be accredited. It has to be recognized by the people. To my Nigerians and like my international students, I don't know, I would not advise anybody to go to medical school in any federal school in Nigeria. I'm just going to say that. We don't have to talk about it. You know the reasons why. You know what I'm talking about. So I don't think that risk is worth it at all. I think if you want to school in Nigeria, go to a private medical school. I think Babcock has a medical school, Afe has a medical school, or come to Ghana. Ghana is a bit expensive because you pay in USD and everything, but I think it's worth it because their education system is just sound. That's just how I'm gonna say. If Africa is not your vibe, there are medical schools in Europe. there are medical schools in the US, but the US medical school in the US is a postgraduate program. You have to have a BSc first, then you take the MCAT, and then if they accept you, visa, all of that. Yeah. Then the UK, I think you have to do A-level first and have a good A-level score. I think all A stars or something, then apply, and they'll probably accept you. Europe is good too. I have some friends that are schooling in Europe. I know people schooling in Poland, Ukraine, Hungary, Debrecen, I think in Hungary. There are good schools there. I think usually 6-year programs as well. So just pick your poison and do your research and make sure that the school is top notch and stuff. Yeah. So to get to the meat of medical school, what actually goes on there? In this first part, I'm just going to talk about the first 3 years of preclinical years and what happens and like what you have to do and everything.